welcome to Red Flag Life. I haven't posted in a while because one of the red flags that I may have is I jump from thing to thing and entrepreneur this and idea that and work this and not work there, relationship here and such there and yada yada yada, right? So these days, who the hell isn't a red flag these days? So treat this as a clickbait thing or whatever, but it's there. So today, I haven't even thought of a episode subject matter or title, but the idea of this episode is the working title: The Relationship Thoughts Medley. Woo! So there you go. Some more thoughts on relationships. Here we go. Values. What do you value? Oh, I value health and fitness. I value a non-smoker. I value someone that's nice. I value good conversation, walks on the beach, going to the movies, eating out, travel. There was this joke. This Finn. He's a Finn comedian. He said, you know, when somebody says I like to travel and shit, you know they only like to travel, right? Anyway, so values. They're not values, right? Values that you really. Thanks to Stefan Molyneux for bringing these ideas to my forefront to express today. So values are what you value. Really, what values are is what you should be looking for in a relationship. The idea of this episode is the relationship part, right? Relationships in a bygone era, in the past, what relationships and marriage were all about was to sustain a society. The legal system may say in the 12th century they started the whole marriage thing to prove progeniture and all that sort of thing of the elite and monarchs and that sort of thing, and the laws and yada yada. Or was it the 12th century? 13th century? In there somewhere. Barely coming into the Middle Ages, right? So, and we've got these current thoughts on relationships and marriage. Start a family, to love one another. Yeah. We're still in the ballpark. That is still part of keeping society going. But once you start to chop and change, the 80% divorce and breakup rate initiated by the women, and then women give access and men take that access and then dump them, and then the women say, those bastards, and then the men say, those bitches. You see what's going on here? The men might think that women have got it all on a platter. They get men buying them things and they can go from man to man, no worries, and they go on free trips, free dinners and all that sort of thing. Not understanding, not knowing, not acknowledging, and probably not admitting, more likely, that women actually have it pretty tough. When other women are offering access, and if they don't offer access, they don't get the nibbles, get the bites, get the if they don't offer the bait, the fish won't come. It's the whole Plenty of Fish thing, online app sort of thing. So chicken or the egg? Like, who's fucked it more? Who's stuffed it up more? Are there outside influences like trying to wreck society and that sort of thing? There's conspiracy theories and that sort of thing. The prime mover, the first mover, who's controlling things and all that sort of thing. In a way, we're still controlling things. We still have free will, even though there's the whole argument of we don't have free will. Yeah, I get that. I get it. But we can decide to slap someone or drop a cool $500,000 on a Lambo, or in that respect, we got free will, right? And we also have free will in making those mammalian decisions. Here's the whole mammalian and angelic thing. Be a mammal or an angel. Sometimes to get your own way, you need to be a mammal, and sometimes getting your own way, you're an angel. But then there's a different, another matrix on top of that. I'd like to describe the whole opaqueness and visibility, accountability. So let's nail down to like a dichotomy of sliding scale, like left and right in politics, right? So visible and opaque. Okay. So when we don't really want things to happen, when we don't believe in something, we make it opaque. When we really believe in something, when we really want something to happen, we make it visible. So how does that relate to women given access, men taking it? Oh, those bastards, all those bitches. Well, we have these wants, these needs. What's a want? What's a need? Yeah. Values, yeah. You see the whole matrix of different ideas trying to unpack what relationships are and what we seek in relationships and what the values are. So I even jumped on values and I didn't go down that track. I made it opaque because maybe I don't understand it either. You see the unpacking happening, right? Yes. Use the whole Jordan Peterson thing. Unpack as you lecture. I'm not lecturing, I'm just babbling on. I don't get any views anyway, but it's there. So the values in relationships really should be about a division of labor, a way to survive, a way to survive in a personal way, to survive in a collective and society way. And there's being a mammal and an angel in that complex, and then there's being opaque about it and visible about it as part of being a mammal and an angel. Oh, what the fuck am I on about? Yeah. But for those people that are sort of at least following and haven't switched off already, we got to do what we got to do. I've said that often, but this is just like a further indication, further thoughts on the whole idea of why we ended up in our red flags. This is a red flag channel, so got to mention red flags in there, right? So, values. If you're a younger person looking for a relationship, this should mean family. If you're gay, bi, lesbian, all that whole complex, then you got your own needs, part of belonging and having a significant other and that sort of thing. That sort of you population is very. I was going to say litigious. Probably that too. Just having a go at you, but it's less monogamous. So I'm trying to think of the antonym to monogamy. Polynogamy. No. Promiscuous. That's a closer word than what I wanted to use. So it's a fairly promiscuous sort of crowd, because maybe we don't know what we're valuing. You see how I'm trying to unpack even the heterosexuals probably don't know what they really want, because back in yesteryear, back in the bygone era, back in the past, in the olden days, it was all about survival, and a woman pretty much needed the security of a man, the protection of a man, and marriage was part of that. And then as part of being secure, to have a man around, the man owned the woman. Oh, you can't say that. Well, that's what the go was. So we have an implicit understanding. Implicit, explicit. Opaque, visibility. So division of labour. What we should be valuing is valuing the advantages, the talents, what the men are good at and what the women are good at. So we still have this complex that women are after a guy that makes some money, right? And that's the whole hypergamy thing. And the guy sitting in his basement is thinking, fuck. And the woman that dresses nice and conservative, minimal makeup, goes, fuck. When she compares herself to the woman that walks in with the tits hanging out and the whole orgasmic makeup complex, and goes, fuck. There you go. The dress to impress woman and the dude that's sitting in his mom's basement, or more accurately, the lady that's going, shit, to the woman that's hanging it all out there. You see the problem. So then the dude bullshits about his income, that's living in his mum's basement. He buys an expensive watch, some nice shoes, a fancy car on credit. Maybe he tries something like trying to find a ATM receipt. A receipt that's got 50 grand in it, or half a mil. Half a mil, and let me give you your number. And she goes, that sort of strategy. Fuck. And the woman, fuck it, I need to put makeup on, I need to get the tits out. You get it, right? And we need to do what we need to do. And then the woman gets dumped, and the dude gets dumped, and then the fucking bastard, the fucking bitch. You see? So it brings me back to honesty. Let's be honest about our looks. Let's be honest about our capability, our intellect, our talents. Yes, the man looks hypergamy. Did you ever think about that? And the woman, yes, has the income hypergamy, or the status hypergamy, right? We know about that one, but we don't know about the guy that's totally screwed with the whole porn complex. Hypergamy in the bedroom, hypergamy in looks. Guys also have hypergamy, right? So we're all guilty. So the dude wants the looks, the woman wants the status and the income, and now we have a problem. Ooh. So then we need to get honest about our capabilities of looks, resources, and talents, personality, and the whole complex, right? And then with the heterosexuals I'm talking about here, we need to be honest. Relationships and marriage are about family, and family is about keeping society going. And if the family crumbles, well, we wonder why society is apparently crumbling. Yeah. So I've sort of tried to unpack and then repack, and then here I go with the unpack again. Oh yes, I know this is a ramble, but you know, this is why the thoughts of this episode is the relationship thought medley, medley of thoughts. Like a song with a medley of all the greatest hits of David Bowie. Oh, why the heck did I mention David Bowie? Anyway, and yeah, so I'm going to try and wrap it up. I won't go too far because I won't get views because it's low production value, low content value, but I reckon there's a few good insights in there. I reckon. So I'm going to post it. So let's acknowledge that ladies, you're giving access to the man, and ladies and men, you're providing resources for that access. So it's a division of labour. So the division of labour comes in where the lady traditionally, yes, you can still work and produce the 20 grand, 50 grand a year, while the dude produces the 30 grand and 80 grand a year, whatever. Yes, there are women out there that will make 300 grand. Yeah, I get it. But they're not going to go for a dude that earns 50 grand. And imagine if the 300 grand woman, genetically, biologically wired to get the 400k man or the 4 million k man, 4 million k, 4 billionaire, Trump, getting Trump pretty much, right? But the woman that's after someone, if she's on 300k, she needs a man that's on 400 or 500k. Like, but the man on 400 or 500k, he's going to go for the young 9 and 10 bombshell, the pretty young chick. Status in that way, where the woman wants status the other way, but the guy with that status wants the other status. And that's why the successful woman on 6 figures has just fucked up her chances, because she wants someone better than her. She fucked it up. It's going to be hard, especially if you're a 7 and you're on 6 figures. You reckon you're a 10, ladies. You're not a 10. You're not a 10. So you got to be honest. Maybe if you're on 300k, maybe you got to accept that dude that's earning 50k, and then all of a sudden you want a family. You go from 300k to 60k. 50, 60. Add your own little government bonus. Yeah, let's say 60k. 60k. It's tough, isn't it, ladies? Yeah. You brought it on yourself unknowingly, but in a way it is knowingly, because we know that women trade up and men want to trade up in the looks department and the access department. So we need to be honest, bringing back the whole honesty thing, and we need to bring it back to values. I got myself away from values because even though I thought I've understood it even more, I went away from it because that's the whole opaque thing, right? When we don't know or don't understand or don't want to talk about something, we'll make it opaque, and I made it opaque by changing the subject. But I'll say to unpack, right? So we need to acknowledge that men have the majority of men will have greater capacity to earn more. So therefore the lady can run the home, pay the bills, raise the kids. The dude brings home the bacon. And that's traditional. Yes, we can stray away from that. It's not even an ideal, but it's the ideal of division of labour, using our talents. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with I'm a breeding mare. I'm just a baby factory. What's wrong with being producing kids for the world and passing on values to future generations? Fuck, ladies. Yeah, but the man can just dump me anytime. Well, if you start being disagreeable and difficult and start nagging beyond the point of testing his competence, a man likes to be tested about his competence, but not for the rest of your fucking life. Stop testing your man's competence after a year, after a decade plus, and stop using the whole testing shit test. That's what that means. It's the other whole concept of shit test is credibility. What's some better words? Integrity tests. Yeah, right. So let's acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses to run a society. So the whole feminist thing, the man can leave, and the men are thinking, she'll just leave and take all my money, and then there's even more. The bitch, the bastard. There you go, because we've become opaque, using the whole opaque and visibility thing. Let's bring it back to visible. Let's bring back the angels instead of being the mammals. And the whole woke thing is very mammalian. Sometimes the Christian thing is mammalian. And sometimes you've got to be a mammal to defeat the mammal. You're sitting there going, and then turning your cheek. Those Christians. Sometimes you've got to be mammalian to prevent the third slap. And that's why we find ourselves in the red flag category, because sometimes we had to do what we had to do. We weren't honest. So we switched from being an angel to a mammal. We switched from being visible to opaque because we didn't like something, and the different incentives came about to then make the supposedly wrong choice, but we knew the wrong choices, the risks before we went into the wrong choices. So I've brought in a lot of concepts which need a lot more time. But as I said, this is a medley of relationship thoughts. It was a medley, all right. Geez, all those different dichotomies and concepts and ethical and economic ideas and personality types. Difference between men and women, but we're all equal. Nah. There you go. And there's another one. We are not created equal. No. The only thing we're equal about is coming out without clothes on. We don't even come out equal crying. Some babies come out going, oh yeah. So where's the milk, guys? Yeah. Alright, so let's acknowledge that we have our strengths and weaknesses, as in talents, and if you're a six-figure lady and you're a 7, well, your dating pool is fucked. gone. You just your hypergamy is reduced from probably 50% pearl to 1% if you're six figures and you're a 7, because there's only very few 200k guys versus your 150. Like if you're on 150k and the dude you're after is on 200k and you're a 7, the dude doesn't give a shit if you're 150k but you're a 7. He's capable of getting a 9. You see what I'm trying to get at? And guys, if you're, I don't know, 5'8", height, 5'8", and and you're on 50k, well, you might be only capable of getting a 5 or a 6 lady. If you're not much of a charismatic type or intelligent or anything, you might be only capable of getting a 3 or a 4 chick. So yeah, the whole honesty thing. And ladies, if you're on 50k and you're a 7, don't expect a dude that's a 7 or an 8 that's on triple figures. Like, it's pretty unlikely. Depending on if the guy is lacking in intellect but still learning a lot, that's very possible. A guy that's not funny, a guy that's serious, that sort of thing. He may not be appealing to you, but he's got the bacon and you're going to accept him, right? So so what I'm trying to get at, if you're like a dude that's 5'6", earning 50k, well, don't expect a woman that's a 7, that's also 5'6". Yeah, sometimes there's going to be a woman that's 5'6", but she's not going to be an 8. She might be a 4 to your 6 or whatever. So yeah, and the whole honesty thing with the division of labour, the woman raising the children and keeping the home. Historically, that's been a more successful formula where the guy brings home the money. And there's still a metric out there that women were most happiest in the 50s when incomes were rising, middle class. The guy can bring home enough bacon to raise 4 kids, middle class home. And then in the 70s it all went to double income, 2 kids, and now we got double high income, barely 1 kid. And we wonder why we've lost our kids with our bonding to our children. They're going off the rails. Well, when you put them in daycare, when you give them to the government to be schooled, don't expect the bond or respect from your kids. We are now guilty of that. And so I don't go over half an hour. Oh my goodness, I've been ranting for half an hour. I'm going to end it there. So we might have to accept that old-fashioned, olden day thing of the woman at home, the man bringing home the bacon, to bring back some happiness. I brought it. The moral of today's episode, I brought to that. After all that unpacking and then repacking and unpacking, I came to that. Oh well, that's it. Bye bye.